In this video, we're going to talk about the adjustable buttstock Gen 2 from Ultradyne. We're going to cover features and specs, do some installs, and more. So let's get to it. Hey there, Kyle Schultz from UltimateLoader.com. So you might be thinking, really? A whole video dedicated to just buttstocks? And yes. And the reason is because Ultradyne, with their Gen 2 buttstock, has a lot of options and a lot of features that I wanted to cover. So if you're looking to upgrade or add one of these to your collection, you might want to watch this video just so you know what you're getting into. So before we cover all the options, what are the features regardless of which one you pick? So they're ultra lightweight, ranging from 15.1 to 17.6 ounces. There are no rattle or tension knobs here, which I'll cover in just a second. The adjustments are clickless, which is really nice in my opinion. There's adjustable cheek height and position. So here you'll see, obviously the cheek height is adjustable through this knob right here, but you can adjust the position with these screws up here and just move it forward or back. So that's a really neat feature. The length of pull is adjustable, very similar, pretty much the same mechanism as the cheek riser. It's machined from a solid billet of 6061 T6 aluminum. There are multiple colors available, so if you want to see what those are, just go to Ultradyne and check those out. And it's made in the USA, which is a really nice touch. As for the options, so there are fixed or folding options. So if you get the fold option, there's a one-button fold operation and it doesn't lock back. So when you go to fold it back, it's not going to lock. It's just going to stay pretty tense, but it's going to be easy just to click it right into place. That's actually a really nice feature. And there's a folding adapter available. So say if you bought a fixed version, you can upgrade it to a folder or change it to a folder if that's something you want to do later on. As for mounting, it's either Picatinny or buffer mounting. So you'll see that we have a buffer mounting option here, which they also have in fixed, by the way. So we have the buffer folding option right here. The Picatinny can be used on bufferless AR rifles, such as the CMMG Descent, as you see right here. We got the folder Picatinny mounted, looks pretty cool. And the buffer can be used on the original UD chassis. So if you wanted a Gen 2 buttstock, you can upgrade that. So say if you have the Gen 1 buttstock on your Gen 1 Ultradyne chassis, you can now add the Gen 2 buttstock, which is really nice because this to me is much more refined and much more improved compared to the previous buttstock. As far as pricing, the fixed versions are $199 and the folders are $299. So with that, let's pick a Gen 1 chassis found lying around and install this folder buffer on that chassis. All right, so I've got my Ultradyne Gen 1 chassis. Let's get the Gen 2 buffer installed. All right, so as you see, it's installed. That probably took me 3 minutes at best. That was really, really quick. Installation is really simple. You'll want to keep an eye out for this set screw on the bottom. I chose to remove it completely. That way I could fully thread in the buffer easily. So I just pretty much, since I don't have a barreled action attached to this, I just rotated the chassis until I got it about where I wanted. I decided to go not all the way in, but close, and then flipped it over and took the 1/16 size, really small, hex for the set screw, and I just tightened that down and wiggled it a little bit to make sure that everything was set and timed. And that's really nice. So while you're going to tighten the buffer tube nut, that helps things aid you a little bit. But man, that was one thing I noticed is how compact this is, especially when it's filled. I mean, it's about the size of the chassis itself, which is small. This is just the previous UD3 Gen 1. And for me, if I makeshift if I had a rifle here, the length of pull is, even for me, small. So this actually make a really good youth setup potentially. I didn't expect that, so that's pretty cool. So next, let's look at the buffer to Picatinny adapter so we can install a Picatinny buttstock on this setup. So before we get into the features and specs of this buffer to Picatinny adapter, let's get it installed. Okay, that was really straightforward, just like installing the buttstock. And as you see, now we have a buffer to Picatinny, which will allow us to attach the Picatinny version of the Ultradyne buttstock. So let me go grab one. All right, here we go. Got a Gen 2. It's in black, but good enough for this demonstration. These are really easy to install. I already pre-loosened these socket head cap screws here. I might even go, just got one right here, a little bit further just to be sure. But just like any pick rail, slide it on like so. Maybe I'll do the top. I actually like the bottom better. I'll do that little bottom one. There we go. Then tighten down these screws and make sure that everything is set in place the way you like. Before I do a full cinch down, I'm gonna take a look. Looks good. And it's as simple as that. So now I've got the Gen 2 Picatinny version on the Gen 1. So that is pretty cool. So installation was very simple, very similar to the buffer tube buttstock. You just thread in this adapter all the way down until you line it up with the set screw opening there. And then take the same hex key and tighten down that set screw. Ultradyne did include an extra set screw just in case you may have lost yours previously, which is nice. So yeah, now let's cover the features and specs of this buffer tube adapter. Okay, one note that I want to mention is that I did readjust where the stock position was at it on the lower end, and I thought that looked a little bit silly, so I changed it to where it's a little bit more flush with the top now. I think that looks a little bit better. I looked at it from the front here, getting some B-roll, and I was like, that looks odd. I'm gonna change it. So now I think it looks a lot better. But with that, what are features and specs? So it adapts mil-spec buffer tube threads to Picatinny, and that's pretty straightforward. It can be timed during install, which is really nice. And again, very similar with the set screw design on the UD chassis there. It's a two-piece design, so if you need further timing, in this case mine lined out just right, you could separate the two halves and screw in the puck itself first, tighten the set screw, then torque down the socket head cap screws on the back there that you'll see to get it timed in a little bit better. The installation is easy. Took me maybe a minute or two tops. And for price, it's $59. So next, let's add some length of pull spacers and a bag rider to this setup. All right, I've got my length of pull spacers here, and I've got the bag rider. After I get these installed, we'll cover features and specs each. But before you get to installation, if you're going to install a bag rider, you'll need a 5/32 size hex key. If you're going to install length of pull spacers, you're going to need an 1/8 size. Really standard. So let's get to installation. Well, installation was incredibly simple, probably the easiest so far. So I chose 2 length of pull spacers, which given this imaginary setup, I think would be around ideal for me. Of course, I don't have a handle on there, but I'm just picturing it. And I also adjusted the length of pull a little bit with the thumb wheel and locked it down. So yeah, this is a really nice setup. Gavin usually likes to add all of the length of pull spacers. So with that, you can add up a total of 1 inch of extra length of pull, which is quite a bit considering that this adjustment already goes pretty far. So again, I think this would go really well for people that are bigger framed or down to youth, kind of like how we had it set up earlier. Each spacer is about 0.25 inches thick. All hardware is included, which is really nice. So I chose around the middle sized or middle length screw there, and I still have 2 length of pull spacers left. As for price, it's $39 for the pack of length of pull spacers. Now for the bag rider. This provides a stable interface when you have a rear bag, which is great for when you're bench rest shooting or shooting prone especially. And there's a slight angle which will help you adjust the height when you're using your rear bag. The installation is very easy. Like I said, just a 5/32 size hex key, and yeah, really easy. You just slot it right on in, cinch it down, and it's not going anywhere. And this is made of 6061 T6 aluminum as well, which is really, really nice. So it's very stout. And for the price, it's also $39. All right, so what I'd like to do next is actually go out there and shoot that CMMG. I've been looking forward to it now that I'm done installing all this. So let's head on out there. Okay, here we are, CMMG Descent with the Ultradyne Gen 2 folding Picatinny buttstock. What's interesting about this, it's got the charging handle on the opposite side. I've never shot a bufferless AR before, so let's give this a go. Already got a magazine loaded up. This is 5.56. I want to use the charging handle. That's fun. Okay, get used to this here. Right about there, okay. Get it on semi and off is safe. Here we go. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh man, that's interesting. It shoots just like any other normal AR. Honestly, if you put the same buttstock on it, and for some stupid reason you had your eyes closed, which you shouldn't, and you're shooting it, but don't do that, I wouldn't know. It has slightly different dynamics, but that is that's very interesting. Yeah, anyway, let's head on back inside. Okay, well, that was a lot of fun. Again, I've never shot one of these before, very first time. Definitely interesting, but didn't feel that much different to me. So, in conclusion, I think the Gen 2 stock is really well built. Like, if you hold this, you try to twist it, you'll see ever so slight flex right here, which makes sense. That's the thinnest part of the buttstock, but overall, it doesn't bend or flex that much. It's just really solid. And that's regardless if you have the fixed version or the folding version. And honestly, that's really good because I cannot tell if I were using the fixed or folded because there's no play between either of them. They feel about the same. So that means Ultradyne's really nailed the folding mechanism. And on top of that, it's really easy to use. I like the color options. So we had a bronze stock sitting around here that we had on a Ruger action and barreled action actually. And man, every time I walk by it, I'm like, I really like the color of that one. But Ultradyne has a lot of other colors to choose from, which is awesome. It's a definite improvement over Gen 1 for sure. The Gen 1 stock options were good, but I feel like this takes it a step further, quite a bit further in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you're interested in? Do you have an Ultradyne stock? Do you have an Ultradyne Gen 1 chassis and buttstock, or do you have the Gen 2 already, or Gen 2 everything? Or are you going to do a combination like I showed earlier? Are you going to get a Gen 2 buttstock to combine with your original Ultradyne chassis? And what do you think of Ultradyne's offerings? Another thing to mention, their brakes work really well. Definitely quite loud, so I doubled up on Ear Pro with this one, but they're very, very effective. When I was shooting this thing, it wasn't moving at all. I could barely notice. So they make great brakes as well. So that's all for this one. Until next time, I will see you all later.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.